Hey everybody, welcome to Google Slides Part 2. In this video, I'm going to be talking all about text and word art, so it's going to be pretty fun, and it's not going to be as structured as the last video was, where I gave you basically an introduction to the process we go through and the design elements. So I'm just going to be basically just messing around with some text art, and it's going to be pretty fun. So let's go ahead and get started. First off, if you didn't already know this, I'm assuming you probably do, but if not, you go here and click on the text box, and then boom, okay, cool. Now, you can start putting in whatever it is you need to type, like if it's a short paragraph on a project you did, like if this is a presentation for school, or whatever text you need to put in here, you can go ahead and start typing that in. I don't have time to write a whole paragraph, so I'll just put the word hello. Cool. All right. So now I want to talk about font. It depends really on what kind of presentation you're doing. Like I said, once you identify the purpose of whatever you're doing for like whatever this presentation is supposed to convey to whoever's watching, once you decide whatever that purpose is, then you can kind of know how serious you have to be or how playful you can be. So if it's like a professional thing for work or school, I actually wouldn't recommend you did a font like Arial. I would recommend that you did something more like just something that's not too crazy. Like you wouldn't do Lobster, you wouldn't do Impact. Those are all great fonts that you could use as like headings or titles if you wanted to express some creativity. But I definitely wouldn't write a whole paragraph with those kind of fonts. I would do something more like this font is great because it's not too simple that it's boring. It's also not too crazy. It's just like a good middle, and it's thin and it's easy to read. There you go. This is a good font. So that's just some basic information you should know about text and font if you're writing a paragraph or things like that. Now, this is where things can get kind of fun. So if you're going to make a title, and like I said, you want it to stand out, you want it to capture attention, and you want it to look nice, this is what I recommend you do. I would go into Insert, go into Word Art, and then we will type in, like, let's say this is part 2 of your presentation, right? Alright, so you just want the words part 2 right there in the middle of your slide. Okay, so there's a lot of options for you what you could do next. First of all, I would recommend that you change this font. If you really want it to pop, I would do something like Lobster. It's really cool. It's got a nice feel to it. It still is professional if you do the rest of your presentation good with like choosing clean, clear images and making sure you have like the right data, good paragraphs, good information, all of that. If you keep a font like this as a heading or a title, it could really actually do a lot for you in that it can show that you're creative, and it's okay to put personality into these too. So I would definitely, just for something like this, where it's just text on the slide, do a fun font. Do something that's creative. And then next, so you could either leave this border color, or you could get rid of that, whatever you want to do, and then you could just change the color in here, and like that looks cool. There's nothing, like, it's simple, it's clean, whatever. There's still more you could do to it though. So once you click on Format Options, you have the size and position right here if you wanted to move that around, but since it's centered, I don't think we need to do that. But you could do it here if you wanted to, like, rotate exactly 90 degrees or flip it. Now it's backwards. Whatever you wanted to do with your font, you could do that here if you needed to. But since it's like right there in the middle, I don't need to. Awesome. Okay. Drop shadow, if you didn't already know, it makes the font, well, it adds the shadow in the background. So it makes the font kind of look like it's bouncing off the page a little bit. So here you can change the transparency. Let me actually change the distance first so that you can kind of get a good idea. Let's do something like that. I'm not sure. Okay, so transparency. So if I were to go all the way over here, you can't see it at all. If I were to go all the way over here, it's really noticeable. So somewhere in the middle, whatever you feel like works. And then angle. So if I start over here, it's all the way to the right, shifts to the right. I'm actually going to make this distance a little bit more, and it looks good. Alright, so the closer I get to the middle, it moves kind of in a circular motion the more you go to the right. So it kind of goes down to the left, more in the center, it's like exactly on the left side, and then it starts to go up and all the way back to the right side. So that's an angle, so you can choose whatever angle you think is best. I'll just stick to the right side actually. And then distance, like I said, I would try to keep it closer to the word, just because I think it looks a lot nicer and clean. And then blur radius. So if I were to go all the way over here, it's just a giant blur. If I were to go all the way over here, it's really solid, whatever you think. I think it looks kind of cool with just like a little bit of blur, not too, like that's cool. I like that. Let's stick with that. Alright, and then like I said, you could come in here and you could change the color to match with the theme of your presentation. It depends on what you're doing. If you, like, let's say you just did black, you can still see the drop shadow. It's up to you, whatever color you think. And then, so once you pick a color, then you can actually change the color of the drop shadow as well. So let's do like a yellow or something. I don't know. I think that looks kind of cool. Whatever you feel is best. And then, yeah, like I said, just use color to make it pop, make it look cool, and express your creativity through that. But yeah, that is it for this video. Thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed it.